mystics carried the ideas of alchemy, passed them to the Arab tribes. The Arab tribes passed them to the European adepts, and during the years of the Church Inquisition and the years of persecution, the secrets became secret societies, but the secrets became so secret that they were lost through time. But it's interesting, my husband is Pakistani and he's a Muslim, and the Urdu language is the language that's spoken among Muslims in northern India and Pakistan. And the word Thoth, T-H-O-T, is the same word that means a life lived in perfect splendor. So from the time of the Egyptian mystics passing the secrets of alchemy through the Arabs and it passing through through the chain of the Islamic tradition, we still retain the ideas of that perfect, splendid life. So what I did is blend the concepts of homeopathy with the concepts of alchemy, and I took metallic gold, blended it with another metal that could be talked of as the Philosopher's Stone, homeopathically diluted it and potentized it into a remedy that helps to reconnect those tiny filaments between genes and turn on the perfect function in cells. Now, what I have achieved is kind of interesting. About 5 years ago, I started experimenting with this remedy myself. And I not only discovered mental clarity and a much more connection to mental abilities, but I also lost weight. I lost about 50 pounds. And I started using the remedy with my clients and clients who were interested in trying the situation. And many of them lost weight also. And they gained a lot in mental clarity. I've treated children who were unable to behave properly in school, who became perfect students. I've treated people who are having trouble with their relationship problems and helped them understand and be able to relate to other people so that they could solve their problems. I've treated students who could not understand, college students who were having trouble understanding the material they were studying, who opened up to perfect mental clarity. So there's a lot of possibilities in the remedy that I'm developing. Now, the other situation that I've discovered more recently relates a lot to the problems with obesity in this country. Did you know that for the last 50 years or so, the FDA has allowed chicken farmers to feed arsenic to their chickens while they are in the process of growing? And the reason why they have done this is that it allows the farmer to get the chicken to the market in about half the time. In other words, by feeding feed that has some arsenic in it, a chicken grows in half the time. So in half the amount of time it used to take a chicken to grow from a chicken to a marketable size is half of what it was 50 years ago, which has allowed chicken farmers to get their chickens to market in half the time and lower the price. So in the last 50 years, the consumption of chicken has expanded 250%. Remember in the old days, in the 50s and 60s, when chicken was so expensive that it was only prepared on Sundays, and the Sunday chicken dinner was the most important meal of the week. Well, that all changed when chicken farmers could get their chickens to the market faster and the price went down. Well, during the same 50-year period, Americans have gained weight steadily. And it's amazing to me that the FDA has never made the connection between chickens being fed arsenic to become fat and the American people getting fatter and fatter over the years. So why has nobody ever made this connection? The problem has always been put on the shoulders of the individual. You eat too much, you eat fast food, you don't control what you eat, you don't exercise, we've all become couch potatoes, when in the reality of the situation, it's not our fault that we have steadily gained weight. If you look at television programs from the 50s and early 60s, people did not have belly fat. People were not puffy. People were not overweight. And yet, since that time, we have steadily gained extra weight to where now 70% of the population is overweight and nobody can lose weight. It's become a problem because it's a health risk. Obesity causes diabetes, it causes heart problems, there's a lot of health-related issues related to that. Now, why am I so certain that it's the arsenic in the food that causes obesity? There's a story in a Materia Medica, a homeopathic practitioner's book, written in the 1890s by a British author named J.H. Clark. And in his Materia Medica, for the entry for arsenic, which in homeopathic, written in Latin, is arsenicum album. And in this entry for the arsenicum album complex in the Materia Medica is a story about a sailing ship called the Zion. And the Zion left Liverpool with some boxes of arsenic sitting on the deck in the sun. And the sun was heating up the boxes, and the sailors noticed that there were fumes that they were inhaling during the voyage. They didn't eat the arsenic, they were not poisoned by the arsenic. But by the time they reached Philadelphia, every sailor on board the ship had gained weight. Now, they were on board ship. Their diet did not change. They were not eating fast food. They were not eating anything different than normal, and yet they had all gained weight. So from this story, it's known in homeopathic circles that arsenic does cause weight gain. The interesting thing is that I've discovered an antidote, and that's the next phase of my experimentation with my clients and with myself, is to prove that the antidote will improve chances of losing weight, and that other diets will become more effective by antidoting the effect of the arsenic in our food chain. So basically, what I'm saying is that the development of my alchemical formula and also the discovery of arsenic in food can help people not only lose weight, but to become more in line with the idea of the perfect splendor of life, the perfectly splendid life. And what does that look like? If you can open up your mind to new possibilities and expand your attention span to take in more of what life has to offer, you can get rid of depression, you can get rid of personality disorders, you can expand your mind and your thinking processes to include more of what life has to offer. And with this remedy formula, you can actually increase the number of brain cells and ward off any kinds of future problems with mental function. But the most important thing is that you achieve a perfectly splendid life, which means that you are happy in every aspect of life. And basically, that's my message. And I want to stop talking now.
Let's do that one more time.
What is homeopathy? Okay, homeopathy was developed, I was going to say discovered, but developed is a better word, about 200 years ago by a German physician. His name was Samuel Hahnemann. He was a doctor, and in his practice of medicine, he decided that he didn't like treating people because all of the treatments of his day were very painful. And it didn't suit his personality. He didn't like inflicting pain on people. So he decided that the people in his district did much better without him. So he stopped